Hey, what's up, guys? I'm just waiting to make sure everything is rolling okay. All right, so it looks like we're live. What's up, everybody? This is April with astrolada.com, and I'm here to give your weekly horoscope / coffee talk. So what I'm going to do is cover the astrology from July 20th through the 27th of 2018 and let you know what's going on, what the astrological happenings are, if you will. And also at the very end, the coffee talk is we discuss some celebrity news from the astrological point of view. So we look at their natal charts and dissect them to see why, to answer some questions pretty much. um, yeah, a little, yes. Yeah, this is a lot late because I do still have a life. I have children, and one of them has a job that's very random with their schedule. So he's like, on call, and it's very random. And I am his driver, so it is a little later than usual. But we're all here, and you know what? This may be a little bit of a long video today because we do have a lot to cover. Yes, I am on the west coast of the U.S. Anyway, because there's a lot to talk about, especially the eclipse, which is like the star of the show today, pretty much, And also, I probably won't be here next week because I should be going to a family reunion. I say should be because you see the way my life is set up, the way the transits are set up for me, with me having a Taurus stellium and Uranus is in Taurus. I can plan things all I want, but Uranus may have other plans for me. But what the plan is for me to go to a family reunion on the day of the eclipse, actually, and the eclipse is happening in my 4th house of family. So go figure how astrology works. So it should work out. And if it does, I won't be here next Friday. So I would have covered the eclipse next Friday, but I'm going to cover it today, as well as some of the other things that are happening between the 20th and the 27th of July of 2018. Yes. So I did have a cool, I've been telling you guys the last 2 weeks, like I have a really cool coffee mug to show you guys, because this is coffee talk. So I tend to try to have like a cool mug to go along with like the theme of the energy in the air with the astrological transits and stuff. But guess what? Right now, before I went live, the cup fell off the table and broke. But I'll still show it to you guys because at least the cool part of it is still, visible. So the sun is going into Leo this week, actually within a couple days on the 22nd. So I'm doing this on the 20th. The sun goes into Leo on the 22nd. So Leo season has begun. Well, actually, if you're a fan of astrology or if you study astrology, you already know that Leo season has already came and went a couple of times with other planets being in Leo. Venus was in Leo a month ago, like a month ago. And Mercury is still in Leo. Mercury's been in Leo all month long and will be in Leo for like another month or so, so yeah. We have already had some Leo energy that we are basking in. But for those regular schmegular folks who don't really study astrology like we do over here on Astrolada, you guys all know that, we've already had that Leo energy popping off, but to most people, they go by the sun, just the sun, so based on the sun, yeah, it's moving into Leo. So that's highlighting more Leo things for us, even more than they already have been. So that's what is happening, the first transit that we're going to talk about. And, since the sun is in Leo and we are having an eclipse in the opposite sign, and you see the eclipse, when it's a lunar eclipse, it's not just the moon and it's not just that one sign that's affected. So we have a lunar eclipse in Aquarius, right? But what's opposite of that? The sun, it's the sun and the moon opposing each other. And what sign is the sun in? It's in Leo. So I'm going to, and we have Mercury going retrograde in Leo. So I'm going to include all of those things in the horoscopes that I do for you guys. That's why I said this might be a little bit of a long video, because I want to make sure I cover these things for you guys, especially since I probably will not be here next week. But the sun moving into Leo, you know, with the other planets that have already been in Leo, Venus and Mercury, as I mentioned, I have seen the Leo influence. I pay attention to beauty trends and fashion trends and stuff when I'm scrolling online. And one color that Leo is represented by is yellow, because, I mean, hello, Leo is ruled by the sun, and it appears yellow, at least to us in the sky, you know? So it's bright, it's a very bright color. So people tend to do makeup looks or wear clothing that has like pops of yellow color, or they actually really do wear the color yellow, like, you know, just boldly, not just a little pop of color of yellow. So that's a Leo color. So we've already seen that coming up, and we may see more of it when the sun is in Leo too. I've seen some beautiful cat eye looks. You know, I pay attention to all that stuff. And yes, I know Venus is in Virgo. Whenever Venus or planets are in Virgo, people will do a lot of like, oh, no makeup selfie. I just felt like taking a selfie with no makeup on, barefaced, and comment on, you don't really need a lot of makeup. Why are you wearing so much makeup? But listen, Leo energy is about the dramatic and the bold. So yes, I still have dramatic and bold makeup on because I love Leo energy. I love Virgo too for certain things, but I'm still going to be me. I'm dramatic and bold. Okay. So anybody out there that's basking in more of the Virgo energy, why are you wearing makeup? I don't understand. You don't understand because maybe that's you. You know, that's how you're basking in the energy, but other people, they're doing something different. They're doing them. So let them do them, Virgo. Okay. So yeah, we may see more bold and dramatic looks, whether that's in clothing, makeup, in the way bold and dramatic in the way that people are acting. You know, Leo energy is about the drama. So there's people being dramatic all the time, I know. But there may be an increase and a heightened amount of that when the sun goes into Leo. But yeah, the coffee cup that I got, that I was showing, if I wasn't going on air right before this happened, I would have been crying, okay? Because I really love this cup. And yeah, so I got this mug. It used to be a mug from Amoeba Music. So a few of you guys know, maybe some of you guys know that I went to Hollywood. Well, it was my son's graduation trip. He wanted to go to LA and do all the Hollywood touristy things. So, you know, that's what we did a few weeks ago. And I went to Amoeba Music, which, you know, music and creativity are associated with Leo to some degree, but this is like a sunny yellow color. And I thought of showing it on Coffee Talk. That's why I got the yellow one, because they had a black one. And you know, I'm a Scorpio rising. Black is one of my favorite colors. And it was really cool. But I'm like, you know what? I want to show it on Coffee Talks, you know, for Leo season, represent. So that's why I got the yellow. And we have a what's this called? A tablecloth. We have a tablecloth on this table. I hate this tablecloth. It wasn't my idea, just FYI. And I got up to go grab something really fast before I came on live, and I don't know, the tablecloth snagged on something, or I don't know what happened, okay? But then this went crashing down to the ground. But this was my cool coffee cup to show you guys, Amoeba Music, and it's yellow, you know, to represent the Leo season. And Leo is an energy that does rule entertainment. And I was in one of the entertainment capitals of the world, which is Hollywood. So it was a lot of fun. The trip wasn't about me. It was like my son and his friend, you know, so I was just a taxi for the kids, you know, but I still had fun being all in the mix of all the Hollywood stuff and everything. So that's totally Leo stuff too, is Hollywood and entertainment and everything. So it was pretty awesome. And this was the one little thing that I got for myself on the trip. So I'll cry when this is over. How about that? How about that? But anyway, you guys, how are you guys doing after the aftermath of the Cancer eclipse? I think I asked you guys that last week, because the eclipse was last Thursday, and I usually do my show on Fridays. But you know, effects of eclipses last up to 6 months, and I have seen people, you know, experience more of the effects, even, you know, this week, which is a week after it. So how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing with everything? Let me see. Now all I have is just this crusty old water bottle, okay? Not even cool looking at all, but whatever. So I'm going to take a sip really quick and then see what you guys are saying. Then we'll get more into the horoscope stuff. Yes, Elizabeth, you're absolutely right. Yellow, red, and orange. Those are colors of that are associated with fire. Okay, with fire. So when there is a fire sign season, we see more of those colors come out. You know, we tend to, especially Leo with the yellow, especially red too, because I notice a lot of Leos, they like red lipstick because it's bold and it's very sexy and, you know, it makes a statement, and they love to just, Leo energy loves to walk in the room and make a statement, like just by being there, you know, they like that attention. So Monique, what's up? Monique says, Leo rising, I've been wearing so much yellow lately. Yes, awesome. Brian says, Leo, definitely feeling it, so grateful. Hey, that's awesome. I love Leo energy. It's about spreading joy. You know, it gets a bad rep for being like too conceited or into itself or show offy, if that's a word. I made it up right now, so it's a word. But like showing off too much and all that stuff. But it's really here to spread joy, you know, and happiness too. Don't forget this. That's what the sun is supposed to do, you know. Yeah. Oh, Camille, yeah, it's probably other planets. So she's a Virgo sun sign, but she still likes to wear a lot of makeup. Maybe she has some planets in Leo or Libra, because those two signs are usually those two energies are more into stuff like that, like cosmetics and stuff. Lakeisha, what's up, Lakeisha? Lakeisha says, my friend's birthday is today, and he was dressed in a sequin tiger dress, pink hair and bangles. Yes, tiger stripes, animal print. Animal print is so Leo. It's associated with Leo. So I've known plenty of women and men who have Leo energy in their charts, and they are huge fans of animal print. Whether it's them wearing it or they have like purses or accessories, you know, or bedding or rugs or carpets, you know, in their house, something has to have animal print, cute animal print. My mom is a Leo rising, Venus in Leo, Pluto in Leo. She's got a lot of Leo, and she's like one of the queens of animal print. She's a Virgo sun, but that's all she has in Virgo. She radiates Leo. I'm telling you, like, she's got the big blonde hair. Her hair is always really long and blonde and poofy and everything. So animal print, all that stuff, total Leo. And I noticed that Leo energy people, they wear loud shoes. They like to wear shoes that when they're walking into a room, everybody can hear them walking, you know, like everybody knows that it's them and that they're coming through, you know, they're making a statement. I know behind cosmic veils. I love your name, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, that's Mercury retrograde for you. Mercury is retrograde in my 10th house right now, which is the public image, the career, the putting yourself out there to the public. So things can go wrong. Okay, guys. So the sun in Leo. Yeah, so that's what we're talking about. Leo energy is going to be even more in full effect with the sun entering that sign. Mercury will be in Leo at the same time for pretty much the whole transit of the sun being in Leo. I think Mercury is going to be there too. So that's why we're going to have like that double Leo energy, and we're going to have an eclipse in Leo next month. And I'll definitely be here to talk about that. So Leo energy is about excitement, entertainment, encouragement. Leo energy, I notice a lot of Leo people, you know, Leos, once again, they get a bad rep for saying, like, you know, for expecting compliments. Like, we'll make fun of Leos all the time. Oh, you guys expect people to admire you and kiss the ground that you walk on and be complimented all the time. But you know what? I do have Leos, people with Leo energy very close to me. And you know, already know I'm very observant of human behavior, the good and the bad. And the good thing that I noticed is Leos can be some of the greatest cheerleaders that you'll ever have in your life. All the fire signs can be like that, all three of them. Leo is great at giving statements of appreciation and really like putting you on a pedestal. I have a friend who's a Leo. She's a double Leo, Leo sun, Leo moon. And every birthday, when it's one of her friends' birthdays, she will make some kind of a post on social media. And she will have like a little collage that she makes with all the pictures of them in it, and make this post like telling everybody all the great things about this person, you know, and showing her love and appreciation. And I'm like, oh, that is so cool. That's such a cool, you know, Leo trait to have. You know what I mean? Yeah, Sam's in my heart Leo and loves the stage. Yes, Leo energy is about being on stage, being it's the showmanship sign, you know, that loves to have the attention on them, the spotlight on them. So a lot of Leos are, you know what I noticed also about Leo energy people is when it's their birthday, like if it's the month of their birthday, they're celebrating the whole month. They will have several birthday, not just that one day. It's like, this is my birthday month. Hey, Leo season. Hey, you know, and they'll have like a bunch of different parties, you know, for their birthday. It's not just the one day. Is it lagging? You know what? I think there is a bit of a lag, you guys. I apologize if there is. You know, Mercury is retrograde, like I said, in my 10th house. So if there's a lag, I apologize. It's very fuzzy, but as long as you guys can see me, I guess, right? Or hear me. Leo is fun, dating, doing things you love to do. Yes, you're absolutely right. Leo energy, the fifth sign on the zodiac wheel. So the fifth house is the fifth house corresponds with Leo. So when we talk about like when astrologers read your chart and we look for, well, who's your best like romantic match? What's your dating life like? Like what makes you satisfied when you go on dates? We look at the fifth house, you know, because that's what makes your heart happy. Leo rules the heart. So it's whatever and whoever makes your heart happy. That's what the fifth house will show. And Leo energy, yes, it's all about that. Nina says, Kylie Jenner is a perfect example of Leo energy. Yeah, you know, Kylie's a Capricorn rising, supposedly. That's what Astro Theme says, at least. Sometimes Astro Theme doesn't have it right, but they say she's a Cap rising. And what I've observed of her, I think it's kind of fitting. So she's not like the most woo out there Leo with a little squilly, cutesy boy. Oh, she's not totally like that. Her Cap energy kind of subdues that a little bit, and she has a Scorpio moon, which talks that a little bit too. But yeah, you can definitely see that Leo within her. Definitely, yeah. So that's a good example. Okay. So on the 24th, we have Venus opposing Neptune. So this is Venus in very grounded Virgo. Virgo energy is very grounded in reality, even when it comes to relationships and stuff like that. You said my voice cuts out sometimes. Oh, Lord have mercy. I love Mercury retrograde. J-Lo is a Leo. Yeah, J-Lo is a perfect example of a Leo too. She always has her hair like a blondish color. She like shines like the sun. Leo energy people, they tend to like that glowy look. Like Leo people that like to actually like wear makeup and they're into fashion and style and everything. They like more of a glowy look. I've noticed that. So the J-Lo glow is definitely like a Leo thing, to be glistening. And, you know, there's a YouTuber that I watch, Dulce Candy. She is a Leo sun. Oh my gosh, she has a whole stellium in Leo. I just looked at her chart the other day because she's like, oh, I think I'm on the Virgo Leo cusp. And I was just like, I looked at her chart. I was like, no, girl, you have like everything in Leo except the moon. You know, but and she, whenever she does makeup looks and tutorials on her channel, she always puts like some kind of glowy stuff on you know, on her like shoulders. She's like, I gotta make sure I'm glowing, you know, and like bronzy looking. She likes that bronzy look, and that's because of all that Leo energy. So yeah. But anyway, Venus and Neptune opposition. I think I should be a little bit clearer now, right? Okay, so the Venus and Neptune opposition, what is that about? So once again, Venus is in very grounded and earthy Virgo, and it is in an opposition to Neptune and Pisces, which is not very grounded at all. So because of that, you know, we can be very idealistic, overly idealistic when it comes to things that Venus rules in this next week, which are love and money. Those are the most common things. So that means that, you know, just when it comes to getting into something new and like in regards to relationships, or in regards to like money, contracts involving money and stuff like that, be very cautious this coming week. Be very cautious because Neptune, it does rule illusion, delusion, not seeing things clearly. Seeing things with rose-colored glasses is all Neptune. So Neptune dissolves boundaries, and it dissolves reality too. So, you know, just be cautious with money, shopping, like material things, buying stuff, anything to do with relationships. Like I said, especially getting into something new, meeting somebody new. Maybe you can meet somebody this week and be like, oh my gosh, they're the greatest thing ever. Where have they been all my life? They're so perfect. And then when the Neptune spell wears off, you know, the next like week, like couple weeks or whatever, you can start to notice their flaws and be like, wait, who are you? I didn't sign up for this. All this craziness about you, or I thought that you were the most glamorous, beautiful looking person in the world. And now all of a sudden I'm seeing differently. So we can kind of be like that when it comes to love, or even if we're already in a relationship, some people can be like, oh, my partner's not good enough. I'm noticing this and that about them. I wish I had more of a perfect love, you know, and just forgetting that their partner is actually human and they do have flaws and they're not going to be absolutely perfect all the time, you know? So yeah, that could be Venus and Neptune opposition this next week. Now Mercury goes retrograde, officially retrograde on the 25th. Hold on, let me take a sip to that. Okay, so on the 25th, Mercury goes retrograde in the sign of Leo. Mercury has already been in shadow since like the beginning of July, you guys. I have already seen and heard and experienced all of the effects that it can bring. Oh my gosh, you guys, please share. Please share like anything that has gone awry when it comes to things that Mercury rules that you guys have gone through. You're not ready. Oh my gosh. You know what? Mercury in shadow, it brings similar things to Mercury retrograde. So it's not like on the day of Mercury retrograde, oh my God, the world ends. No, you know, it eases into that energy. It's like a buildup. So we've already been experiencing it. We've already been in it. And if you survive this far, you'll be okay. You'll survive the next few weeks, okay? But Mercury, it officially goes retrograde on the 25th. So like around the 24th-ish, it'll be at a standstill, and then it'll start preparing to orbit backwards, or the appearance of orbiting backwards, and then it'll go retrograde on the 25th. So definitely be careful with those contracts and agreements and stuff, you guys. Right before I prepared to come on live, I was scrolling through Facebook and I noticed one of my family members, they ordered furniture to be delivered to their house, and they said, oh my God, I'm so mad at the furniture company because they were a few days late with delivering it, and then this, that, and the other happened, and then I signed a contract without reading it all the way. I was like, hashtag Mercury retrograde, girl. You need to pay attention to my astrology posts, because I give warnings all the time to friends and family and everybody, like, hey, you know, this and that's going on with the planetary activity, and a lot of times it falls on deaf ears and blind eyes, and then they're like, oh my God, this happened. If you would have listened to me, then maybe you could have thought twice before signing a little contract or whatever. So, you know, just watch it with the contracts and the agreements and stuff while Mercury is retrograde. So it goes retrograde once again. It's on the 25th. That happens, and then it will go direct on August I think it's the 19th. Yeah, on August 18th, it'll go, it depends on where you live, of course, your time zone, but it'll go retrograde like the 18th or 19th of August. I mean, it'll go direct at that time at 11 degrees of Leo. So it goes from like 23 degrees all the way back to 11. And then it moves direct, and then it's going to stay in the sign of Leo until September 5th. And then it's going to switch into Virgo. So the shadow period, I would say the shadow period is not going to be over till a couple weeks after Mercury goes direct, which of course, you know, during that time I'll cover it once again for you guys and let you guys know all the details. But let's see. So that is from like, I'm going to say like until like the first week of September. Like after the first week of September, I think you'll be in the clear with all the Mercury ruled things, the contracts, agreements, the communication, the technology, the devices, your vehicles, you know, all of that stuff. So, yeah. Monifa, what's up, Monifa? I love to see you here all the time. Thanks for coming through. So Monifa says, I do well during retrogrades, especially Mercury. Maybe it's because I was born under it. Yes. You know what? I find that people who were born under Mercury retrogrades, they tend to be, you know, do a little bit better than the rest of us during those transiting periods. I have a friend who is a Gemini, and she's a Gemini sun, and her Mercury is in, I forgot her Mercury sign, but I remember it's retrograde in her natal chart. And she already talks a lot, you know, because she's a Gemini, but when Mercury's retrograde, holy moly, this woman is posting left and right constantly online. I'm like, wow, like I've observed that from her over the years. It's like her prime Mercury time or something. So you may have something there, Monifa. And she says she gets a lot of stuff done. She naturally slows down her communication. Good job, girl. And it's good on the end, but there's typos. Yes, please be patient with other people's typos, or if they pronounce these things wrong or say the wrong word or they skip words, you know, things like that with communication. Just try to have patience, you guys, over the next like month, pretty much. Yeah, over the next month, yeah. With yourself and with other people. I know there's going to be some Virgo energy in the air, which loves to correct others and let them know what they're doing wrong, especially their mistakes in communication. But try to be patient though. Don't think people are stupid just because of that, because of mistakes that they're making and errors and stuff. I remember when I used to work in the corporate world and have a corporate desk cubicle job. And during Mercury retrogrades, you know, there would be times where I did make a lot of errors because I had to do a lot of fast data entry. And like data entry is Mercury. And I would have to do all of that all the time. And then during Mercury retrogrades, I would make a lot of errors and be like, oh my gosh, because yeah, you should slow down and everything. But the industry that I worked in, like Mercury, when it was retrograde in the summers were the busiest time for us. And that's when I would have like the most errors, and they would just really come down on me and make me feel like I was the biggest idiot in the world. And I wanted to tell them so bad, but you guys don't understand. Mercury's retrograde. It's not an excuse, but like, you know, I have such a heavy workload. How can I slow down? If I ask you guys to slow down, then you're going to come down on me and say, why can't you get your job done? So I have to still keep, you know what I'm saying? At the same pace, you know? So it's like, where can we meet in the middle? How about you guys just like not say that I'm dumb? You know, how about that? How about you listen to the resident astrologer when she says Mercury's retrograde and leave me alone? But yeah, so anyhow, Camille says, oh, okay, that's cool, Camille. Your laptop is crazy, Mello. Oh my goodness, yeah. Mercury is helping you go back over your web page, fine-tune things for your YouTube. Yes, that is what is wonderful to do during Mercury retrograde, is go back over things. It may not be the greatest time to start something new, or to agree to something new and sign any agreements. But if you've already had something in the works, say you've had something in the works for a while and you put it on the back burner, for whatever reason, during Mercury retrograde, that is a good time to go back over it, bring it back again, or fine tune it. I've done that before, like with like a website and stuff, you know, like I started a website and then I kind of had to put it on the back burner. And then during a Mercury retrograde, that's when I got it all done. Okay. I got it all straightened out. You know, there was a few bugs that still had to be worked out once I had it rolling, but for the most part, it was a project that I went back to. So Mercury retrograde is good for stuff like that. And also old friends coming back from the past is another good thing with Mercury retrograde. Now, for some people, they don't really care to see people from their past, and they'll get those little messages saying, hey, big head, just popping up on their phone. And it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to hear from this person. I actually got a message like that yesterday, not the hey, big head thing from like an ex or anybody, but an old friend, like a high school friend that I kind of kept in touch with, but we lost touch recently. And she hit me up. She DM'd me yesterday and was like, yeah, it's been a long time. I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, you guys can see more positive things like that happening during a Mercury retrograde too. So it's not all scary. It is a time to, like, you may have to do things several times in order to get it right. And usually maybe you could just whiz right through things. You might have to do it again and then, oh, I made a mistake. I'm going to have to retro, you know. I've had to do that several times with things, with some of my work, you know, because this is, for me, as a Scorpio rising, it's in my 10th house, which is career and work. So, but it's helped me to get back in touch with like people and things that maybe I missed or something, emails or people that I had projects that we had discussed before to collaborate on. And now it's like, this isn't something new we're starting. This is like an old idea that we're bringing back to life and revising and reviewing again. So, you know, that's what Mercury retrograde can do for you guys. There's good and there's bad, you know, and also be careful driving. Be careful driving. Yesterday, I saw a car flips over. I don't think they were fatalities, thank God, because otherwise I think the streets would have been totally blocked off. But it was still crazy to pass by and see, like right there, right in front of you, like this car just, you know. And crazy stuff like that tends to happen during Mercury retrograde because Mercury rules driving and it's not in its regular, it's not flowing regularly. It's off, you know? So driving can be off, typing, speaking, all that stuff can be a little off. So just be cautious, you guys. Okay. With Mercury retrograde and Mars at double energy, you're getting so much stuff done. Hey, that's awesome. Mello says, yes, friends came back from the past. That's good. That's good. That's awesome. Okay, guys. So then the last thing is the eclipse in Aquarius. So I will go over every sign for all this stuff, guys. Some high school classmates recently made a group chat to start planning your 20th reunion. Hold on. Class of 2000 is 20. Okay, I'm having a little old lady moment. Like, wow. So you guys are starting early though, Monique. That's cool though. That's awesome. Okay. Selena says her car's not in good shape. Mine either, Selena. I get these emails from OnStar, these complimentary emails every month, like a diagnostic checkup on my car electronically somehow. And this has been the only month that I've gotten like some little red like alerts that say that my car needs some serious maintenance. And I'm like, oh my gosh, of course, Mercury retrograde, that figures. But the thing is, it's stuff that maybe I should have addressed sooner, but I'm very go. So, you know, Mercury retrograde can bring things to your own attention that it's bringing things back to your attention that maybe you missed in the past, you know? So maybe that's why sometimes things on the more negative side can happen, but it's because you missed it the first time pretty much. So yeah, I hear you on that. All right. Okay. All right, guys. So the eclipse in Aquarius, full moon lunar eclipse in Aquarius, July 27th of 2018. So Friday, July 27th. So what is interesting about this eclipse is the degree that it's at least from the source that I have. It's 4 degrees and 44 minutes of Aquarius. 444. And if you're a believer in like angel numbers and numerology, 444, it has significant meaning. And it is going to be in a conjunction with Mars retrograde and the South Node. Okay, so those energies are connected to this eclipse. And Aquarius energy is about the collective. It's about everyone being treated fairly and equally, and you know, nobody gets any special treatment, but nobody should be mistreated either. It's like we have to all be neutral and just respect each other as beings. That's what Aquarius energy is about. This freaking tablecloth, oh my gosh. I am going to tell my husband that we got to get rid of this thing. I almost knocked my laptop off. Okay, anyhow, so that's what Aquarius energy is about. And Mars and the South Node, you know, the South Node is about like getting rid of something, or it can be kind of an erratic energy. The nodes can cause erraticism sometimes when there's planets in a conjunction with them. So I'm hoping that there's nothing crazy that happens anywhere that's like rioting and rallying that can be resulting in any violence, because Mars can equal violence sometimes. But maybe it can be just like people fighting against injustices and that's something that the South Node is trying to get rid of, and Mars is working together to fight to get rid of inequalities and injustices and stuff. And then the eclipse is like, you know, really like making it something that's like groundbreaking, you know? So that's the eclipse in Aquarius. Yeah, 444 of Aquarius. So there's definitely going to be some portals open with this eclipse. That could be, you know, great for manifesting things, taking action to get what you want. And maybe you may have some other outside sources working with you on it. If you're a believer in like the spirit realm and all that stuff. I think the 444, personally, I think that, you know, can equate to something like that. Yeah, you see numerology all the time. Yes, it does mean something. Yeah, interesting. 444s, 333, 555. Yes, I see those all the time. And 222. And 1111 and 111. Those are the only ones that I always see all the time. So yeah, interesting. Oh, hey, what's up, Miss Chronic Chronicles? Thanks for coming through. I appreciate you. Okay, so the eclipse in Aquarius, I'm going to go through that for every sign, along with the Sun in Leo and Mercury retrograde in Leo. Woo, it's going to be pretty long, you guys. But after that, we are going to do coffee talk, and we're going to talk about Kat Von D's marriage. Well, her latest marriage. Her latest marriage. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. Yeah. Connie says born 11/22, and you see that combination of numbers all the time. That's awesome. Yeah. So let's get into these horoscopes. Oh my gosh, my mouth is so dry, you guys. I'm sorry if I'm making that like be known, but that's a whole like Mercury thing too. It rules talking, and I don't know. But anyway, so let's get into your horoscopes. Okay, so Elizabeth. Oh, okay. Elizabeth, I think you got your Stevies and Faiths mixed up, girl. Okay, now, unless there's something I'm missing in the celebrity world, I don't think that Stevie B and Faith Hill are married. Stevie B is a freestyle artist from like the 80s and early 90s. Faith Hill is a country singer. They may have a thing. I don't know. But Stevie J is a producer like of R&B music, and Faith Evans is a singer of R&B music, and they just got married. Yeah, so if you're requesting that, I can take a look at their astrology too, maybe for the next time I'm here. So let me write that down. I have actually been looking into their stuff. I've definitely been listening to some interviews and looking into their stuff today too, besides Kat Von D. They have an interesting marriage. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm just waiting because I know my husband's coming in and like the garage and stuff is making a bunch of distracting noise. Oh, hey, what's up, babe?
Hey, babe.
Did you get my messages?
No.
Okay. Okay. So I was just waiting for that so I can be focused on you guys, okay? So let's do your horoscopes for everybody. So Aries people, what's going on for you guys this next week? So the sun in Leo season. The sun's going to be in Leo from July 22nd until August 22nd of 2018. Yeah, until August 22nd, 23rd if you're like in a different time zone. So it's going to be in Leo for a whole month. So what is that highlighting for Aries people? Well, that's highlighting your 5th house, which is what we discussed earlier, all the stuff that Leo rules, children and romance, and what's fun to you, what makes your heart happy. And it could be hobbies and things that you're like talented in, things that are creative. So there's just like a bigger focus on that. And also you could be feeling a lot more confident these days, Aries, to where you guys are not afraid to express like all of your talents and abilities and confidence in the way that you look, like strutting your stuff. That's a total like Leo thing, a 5th house thing. You'll have a bigger emphasis on your hair, on your mane, Aries, because Leo rules all of that stuff too. You may be rocking more of a bigger hair look or just really focused on your hair, whatever your hair style or condition may be. Yeah, it's just a little bit more of a fun time, hopefully, for you guys. And if you are like dating, trying to date, this is more like the spotlight is on you in the dating realm, you know, to where like maybe more people notice you, you notice more people. Ooh, they're cute. Hey, what's up? It's kind of like that energy going on. With Mercury retrograde here in Leo for the next month, starting on the 25th, well, you may be feeling all romantic and all that stuff, Aries, but you may want to kind of make sure that you are taking a step back when you're meeting people and you get all excited and hyped and want to spend romantic time with them. Take a step back and get to know who they really are and make sure that who they say they are is who they are, because there could be lots of miscommunications, misinformation, and things like that. Also, you guys are one of the signs one of the number one signs that could have old lovers come back from the past, Aries people. Okay, so whether that's good or bad, that's up to you. That's up to your situation. Selena says, I have a crush on someone. Yes, the 5th house is a house of crushes. Oh my gosh, it really is. Like always having a crush on somebody. So you could be crushing on more people, but you know, Mercury retrograde can mean miscommunication, like texting somebody that you have a crush on, or maybe you send them the wrong text, or maybe they send you the wrong text, and it can kind of like ruin the whole thing. So things like that can happen. Now with the eclipse, for Aries people, the eclipse in Aquarius, this is hitting your 5th house, but also the opposite, which is the 11th house. So you guys could be having some sort of crazy like breakthrough or really huge transformation in the area of the 11th house, which could be if you count yourself as belonging to a group of any kind or a community or an organization. You say, hi, my name is Aries and I am a blah, 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 blah. And it's associated with like a group, not just like you as an individual. There could be a really big change there. Like you decide to leave one, you decide to join one. An organization, it could be something to do with work too, like that type of an organization. Or it could be personal, like friendships and stuff, you know, like there could be a really big change within a friendship that you have, either cutting one off or beginning a new one. Or, you know, the 11th house is social media too. So a lot of Aries people, if you want to release something into social media, like a project or something, maybe this could be an initiation of that or coming up with the idea for that. I don't think around the eclipse is the best time to actually launch it because of the fact that Mars is in a conjunction. So maybe people on the internet can be a little angry at whatever it is that you put out there. And also Mercury is retrograde in your 5th house of creative projects. So I would, you know, the effects of the eclipses last up to 6 months, Aries. So this could be just like opening the door to something, like some kind of really dope idea, because the 11th house is also being very innovative. you know, coming up with original concepts and ideas that are like ahead of their time, you know, like futuristic or very unique to you. So that's what the horoscope is for Aries. Okay, so awesome, David, awesome. That's cool. Okay, so next up is Taurus. So if you're a Taurus rising, Taurus sun, or Taurus moon, let's start with the sun in Leo. So the sun in Leo is going to be highlighting for the next month your fourth house, which is your family, your comfort, your security, your home. That can mean your pets. That can mean if you have roommates, all of those people. Okay, so that's all the fourth house. So some Taurus people, you could be more focused at home, you know, more so than career. Maybe you have family that's coming to town and visiting you. Maybe you have some kind of family situations like that you'll have to pay more attention to and focus on as well. Maybe you can be doing something like renovating the home that you already live in, redecorating it, or just, you know, rearranging it in some kind of way because you want it to be more homey and comfortable and everything to your liking. And Tauruses are all about that comfort anyway. So, you know, maybe you could be more of a homebody instead of like during Cancer season, that was your third house, which is being very chatty and talkative and everything. But the fourth house is like, I just kind of want to stay home and chill. I don't really want to go out too much. I don't want to be out there in the world, you know, as chatty and everything. I kind of want to stick to like the people that I know already, my family, or even, it doesn't have to be your blood relatives. It could be like people that I've known for a long time and I'm very comfortable with. I just kind of want to be around them, you know, maybe just barbecue and chill, have some kind of food and just chill out. So you can be more of a homebody, Taurus, with the sun in Leo. Now, Mercury retrograde there in Leo for the next month or so. This can bring back people that you count as family or that you have known for a long time, but maybe you've had a disconnection with them for some reason. Maybe you had a falling out or a fight, or maybe somebody moved away, or you just kind of grew apart. And maybe now you could be in contact with some of those people. It's like, oh my gosh, we haven't spoken in forever. I miss you, you know, I miss our closeness, and just kind of craving that. So you could be having those like conversations with those people. For you guys, Taurus, you guys are going to be the kings and queens of remember the time. Okay, I'm talking about memories, like, because the fourth house, it's like memories of your past, especially your childhood or any period of time to where you felt the most comfortable. And you cherish the memories of that time. So you could be going back over old photos. You could be doing things like posting like remember the time stuff on your social media. Remember back in the day when this and that, and you know, posting old pictures and stuff. So that's what you guys can be doing. Now, I would say for Taurus people to be very cautious around your home with appliances and things that Mercury rules, like technology that you use for day-to-day stuff or communication, because those can maybe like malfunction or something like that, and you can have a little bit of issues there. Once when there was Mercury retrograde in my fourth house, our garage door broke. You know, that was not fun. Yeah, so maybe some things like that can pop up for Tauruses, but you'll get over it. You'll get through it. Now, the eclipse, though. The eclipse is in Aquarius on the Aquarius-Leo axis, which for you guys, Taurus, that is your career. That's your 10th house and your 4th house. So there is a really big decision that you may have to make either around the eclipse or within the next 6 months that has to do with a career move, but it could affect your home life and your family. Like some of you guys may want to relocate somewhere that can really boost your career, and you'll have to live somewhere different. So that's the 10th career and the 4th, which is your place of living. Or a career decision, like you could get like some kind of promotion or something, but it's like, well, that'll make your schedule to be to where maybe you don't see your family as much or spend as much time at home. And that's a really big decision. Like usually full moon eclipses, lunar eclipses, the sun and moon opposition, that is an opposition between those two areas of your life. There can be tension and frustration. It's like, well, do I go this way or do I go that way? You know, how do I meet in the middle so both areas of life are satisfied? So you know, that could be coming up for Tauruses. Hopefully it's a really good decision that affects you in a positive way with career. I would say don't make any decisions that are too quick, you know, because Mars is involved here, that can maybe like have a more negative effect on your public image or, you know, on your career or something. Like don't jump into any like career contracts and agreements with this eclipse, because, you know, maybe it's something, especially because Mercury is retrograde opposing your 10th house. But maybe after, you know, Mercury is direct, like in September, and, you know, maybe this could be a gateway, like an opening of a door to something with your career, Taurus. And maybe it's not the time to jump, but it's the time to be like, oh, aha, you know what? I think I know what I want to do, but I'm going to plan things out and take them step by step, and then maybe make a move a little bit later down the line. So that's for Taurus people. Hold on, let me take a drink, you boys, and I'll get into Gemini. Okay. Now Gemini. So if you're a Gemini rising, a Gemini sun, or a Gemini moon, the sun in Leo, it's going to be there for a month. What is it highlighting for you guys? It's highlighting your 3rd house, which is the Gemini house. You guys are number 3 in the zodiac. So 3rd house matters, are like Gemini matters. So with the sun highlighting your 3rd house, you're going to be very much more in your Gemini element. So much more chatty, much more of a busybody, having a busy mind, just probably running a lot of errands, finding a lot of different things to do if life isn't bringing them to you, to be always out and about, you know. The 3rd house is the neighborhood and the city and the, you know, the vicinity of where you live. So maybe a lot of Geminis will be finding themselves like going here, going there, doing this, doing that, like all over the place. 3rd house stuff, it does highlight communication, and your ruling planet Gemini, it is retrograde as well. So communication is going to be a really big focus for you right now. The sun in the 3rd house, that's what it highlights. Some of you guys, if you are trying to learn something new, some new skills, maybe this could be like bringing more of that to you, of the want and the need to do that. You guys will be trying to multitask a lot more, but I just think you still will have to like try your hardest to slow down and do things like when you multitask. And I know that's hard for my Tasmanian devil Geminis to do, but you know, if you don't want to leave, if you don't want to be scattered and have like something here that you start, then you move to that, and you move to that, you know, try to take your time, especially because once again, Mercury is retrograde. It's going to be retrograde in your 3rd house, which is the mind, which is everything Gemini. Okay. So for you guys, especially, make sure you're not sending out the wrong message, the wrong email, the wrong pictures to people. Some of you guys be a little naughty sometimes, sending a little naughty pictures, and make sure they're not sent to the wrong place. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. And the wrong message, oh my gosh, let me tell you guys. So I have a friend who is a Gemini rising, and her moon is in the 3rd house. And one time so that's like double the mercurial, you know, tornado energy. And there was one time where she sent a message to me. No, she meant to send a message to me talking about a guy that she was dating. And it was like, as they say nowadays, some really hot, piping hot tea about the guy, you know, exposing him about something. But she accidentally sent it to the guy that she was talking about instead of me. And that kind of ended that whole little love affair right there. Oh my gosh. Yes. So her like Mercury retrograde, her Gemini Tasmanian devil brain was just moving too fast. She sent the wrong message to the wrong person. So don't let that happen to you guys, Gemini, like your fellow Gemini friend of mine. So yeah, just watch it with that, with the communication. Also driving, you know, the 3rd house can roll like going around your day-to-day places. Mercury rolls driving too. So, you know, Gemini, definitely be careful driving. Make sure you don't have any vehicle issues. Make sure you're not losing your phone. Geminis are notorious for losing their phones. I swear on everything. Oh my gosh. You guys are notorious for that. Geminis go through phones like this, like water. And your phone, make sure you don't get the screen shattered, Gemini, or leave it on top of the roof of your car and drive off and run it over. Like, I've heard some stories, because I tell you guys all the time, I have a lot of Geminis close to me. I have Gemini family members, best friends that are Geminis, and you guys are the kings and queens of destroying phones, let me tell you. So Mercury retrograde is a popular time for that to happen to you guys, so just really protect your devices and your vehicles and all that good stuff. So the eclipse for Geminis, the eclipse in Aquarius, this is going to be on the axis of your Aquarius. Hold on, Aquarius for Gemini. Oh, your ninth house. This is your ninth house. Sorry, guys, Mercury retrograde moment. This is your ninth and your third houses that the eclipse is going to affect. So ninth house, well, there could be a decision that you have to make that involves something to do with furthering your education, or that involves your beliefs in things, like deep-rooted beliefs, not just like, oh, something that I kind of heard that was a rumor and I think I might believe it, but I think I might not know. It's like ones that you really stand for, or that you really like hold on to, you know? Whatever your truths are, that's the ninth house. So there could be some breakthroughs with that. Like maybe over the next 6 months, you guys discover that something that you believed in all along, maybe you change your view, you know? Like this is an eclipse to where some people, they've had a certain belief system or religion or something that they followed along those lines for their whole lives, but then they start to question things. They start to question the validity of it, or if it's really true to them to the core, you know? And they change their minds, they change their views, and they start to go off and study something else. You know what I'm saying? So some stuff like that can happen with Geminis. Or maybe it's just that you guys want to travel more. You want to get outside of just the day-to-day and the city that you live in and everything, because that's the third house. The ninth house is the world, okay? It is other states and countries. So maybe you want to plan like a really big trip or something that has to do with like, it's just something that is going to be life-changing or really open your eyes to like, it's like a whole new world, you know, like on Aladdin, like showing you a whole new world, a whole new side of the world or existing here on planet Earth. It's like, wow, you know, like a really eye-opening type of a trip or life experience. It doesn't necessarily have to mean like physically going on a trip. Some kind of life experience that you want to have. Like some people, we see like, okay, I've always wanted to go skydiving or bungee jumping, and then this is something exciting that really makes them like feel like they're living, you know? So it could be something like that for Gemini peoples. Okay. All right. So does that mean more long distance travel? It can be opening the door to that, David, to answer your question. You just got back from Turkey and you're already planning your next trip, Sonia? Hey, that is awesome. Good for you. Okay, your boss is moving to Canada. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so that sometimes we see people relocating to other countries or maybe other states or something, somewhere like further away from home with an eclipse in the ninth house too. So awesome. Okay. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Anais. Thank you so much. I'm happy to see you here too, girl. Thanks for coming through. Okay, so next up is Cancer. So if you're Cancer rising, Cancer sun, or moon, what's happening for you guys? So the sun in Leo for a whole month, it's going to be highlighting your second house, which is your material resources and how you accumulate them, meaning how you make your money and what you do with your money. That's all the second house right there. What you value in life and how you value yourself in life is the second house. Okay, there's a lot of things involved with it. So the sun is shining there. A lot of Cancers, maybe you guys are craving more of the material things that make you feel comfortable and secure. That's also what the second house can rule. And Cancers are all about that stuff anyway. You know, it's Cancer energy and Taurus like energy. The Cancers and Tauruses tend to get along pretty well because they're both about similar things: comfort, security, food, you know. So you guys will be really focused on stuff like that. Maybe you'll want to go shopping more. Maybe you'll want to spoil your loved ones with like good food and good like material things a little bit more too. And just enjoying more of that stuff with people. Some of you guys will be more focused on jobs, like finding a new job. I have a Cancer friend that, you know, they're doing exactly that. They're trying to find a higher paying job, a better job, you know? So, you know, when the sun is in your second house, it's all about that. You could be searching for one. You could be looking for a second job, secondary income. Lots of things focused on the income, the money, the material with the sun there. Now, with Mercury retrograde there in your second house for about a month, Cancer people, this can be a few things. This could be what I would say to be cautious of is signing any agreements that are involving money. Also, purchasing things. Do not purchase anything online, especially Cancer, because Mercury rules the mail system. Things, physical things traveling, okay, being distributed, that's Mercury. So don't, if you can help it, don't make any online purchases of things that have to come through the mail, because there's a likely chance they can get lost, the order can be delayed, yada, 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 you know. Also, when shopping for things, if you shop a lot during this time, Cancer, I'm just letting you know, honestly, you could have a lot of returns. Like you buy something and then it's like, oh crap, you know what? I forgot to read the ingredients and I see such and such ingredient on there that I don't agree with, so now I have to take it back. Or, you know, things like that can happen, some returns, some stuff. Mercury retrograde in the second, I would say one of the worst things could be bills, forgotten bills coming back to you, or it's like something that, yeah, like something that you totally thought was in the past and now they're coming back and trying to charge you again. There's a miscommunication that has to be cleared up, you know, stuff like that can pop up. Just, you know, to be handled and addressed once and for all. Because Mercury does tend to bring things back to your face that like it's legitimately, you know, brought back to you. It's not just like, oh, this popped out of the sky for no reason. No, sometimes it's like, oh, dang, you know what? I totally forgot about when I went to the doctor 6 months ago and now they're sending me a bill for the freaking anesthesiologist and I didn't know I had to pay them or something like that, okay? Can come back to you guys. But it could be, you guys could be really about the, like buying things for the sake of them bringing back memories, you know? Like cooking things and buying things because they bring back good feelings of the past. You guys are already about that anyway, Cancer. But in the second house, it's like, oh my gosh, this toy is like reminds me from my childhood. I have to buy this. Or this food is like reminiscent of like my grandma's cooking, you know, so I want to make this or buy this. Stuff like that could be very enjoyable during this Mercury retrograde. Now, the eclipse in Aquarius for Cancer, it's on the axis of Aquarius and Leo, so your second and your eighth houses. So some kind of breakthrough with income, with money can happen. You know, maybe there's something, the eighth house is your spouse's or your partner's income. If you do have a spouse or a partner, somebody that you live with, and you guys pay bills together, you share a life together, you may share a bank account together, bills, whatever. There's something that can change with theirs. Maybe they have to be more dependent on you because something happens with their job, or maybe it could be the opposite, that they get some kind of a new financial opportunity that changes things for the both of you guys in a really good way, in a really huge way. So hopefully it's the latter, but you know, you never know with the eclipses. There could be like some of you Cancers that you receive an inheritance over the next 6 months. Remember, the effects of the eclipses are over the next several months. It's not just like on the day of the eclipse and then bam. So it could be an inheritance that you guys receive, or maybe some of you guys finalize like a divorce or a separation, like some kind of a separation of assets from another person. I have seen eclipses in people's eighth houses bring it to where it's like, oh my gosh, it's finally over and done. You know, we figured things out. I don't have to deal with it anymore. It's done. It's a burden taken off of me. So the finalization of something like that could happen for you guys, like separating from either like joint assets from anybody. That can even be like a business partnership or something. An eclipse in your 8th house. This could be like a very emotional breakthrough, like of old traumas, you know, coming to the surface, and like, but in a good way, to where you guys finally get some like healing and some therapy. You decide, you know what, I'm gonna take charge of this. I'm not gonna let this affect me like this anymore. You know, I'm not gonna let it fester in the back of my subconscious anymore. I've got to take care of this, you know. So maybe you guys find something or someone very therapeutic for you to help you to work through things. So that could be pretty good for you guys. Yeah, so something financial or like very like emotional, you know, could happen for you Cancers over the next 6 months. So yeah, so next up is Leo. So if you're a Leo sun, a Leo rising, a Leo moon, oh my gosh, hold on, sorry. So this eclipse is in your, or sorry, the sun is going to be in your sign. The sun is going to be in your sign, Leo people. That means that for a lot of you guys, if you're Leo sun, it's your birthday. It's your birthday season. The sun is in Leo. I'm sure you guys will be posting things all month about how you're the kings and queens, and don't keep calm. It's my birthday season, with little crowns and all those little memes and stuff. A lot of Leos are going to be like all on that stuff. If you haven't been already, since we are in July, we have been in July for a minute. But yeah, so for Leos, this is your time to shine. It's always your time to shine. I know. But it's even more, you know, it's amplified. It's turned up. It is you guys feeling your best, your absolute best, giving more of yourself, your energy, your light to everybody. And hopefully it's reciprocated back. I mean, when the sun is in your sign, it is like the spotlight is on you. So I'm pretty sure it will be given back to you guys too. So you're going to be feeling like you're in your element, Leo, big time, the sun in your sign, because this is like the ruler of Leo is the sun. And so the sun is in the sign of the sun. So it's just good stuff all around for you guys. So yeah, it's highlighting you, your first house, your appearance, yourself, your body. So some Leos can be looking at their appearance and thinking, you know what? I think it's about time I get a new wardrobe, a new hairdo, a new something that you use to decorate your physical body to bring attention to yourself. You know, you can be doing something new. Some of you guys may be wanting to get some kind of procedure done or something. A lot of people do that nowadays. But Mercury is retrograde in your sign, Leo, in the sign of your first house, your appearance, your body. Not a good time for that, okay? Not a good time for something major as far as your appearance and making some changes to it. If it's something that you routinely do all the time anyway, you'll be all right. But if it's something brand new that you want to try, like, you know what? I have always had long hair. I think I want to cut it short. Things may not go as planned during a Mercury retrograde in your sign. You may hate the freaking haircut. So I recommend if you just get a regular routine trim or something, you know, or if you usually color your hair a certain color and then you go for a touch-up, maybe do stuff like that. Don't go for like a weird, funky new color, because there's a chance, higher chance, that you may not like it. It may not turn out the way you wanted it to. Mercury retrograde in your sign, you guys could be more like confused about things, or communication could be like a little bit off for you because this is Mercury in your sign. I have already seen some Leos making a little bit more like mistakes, and they're speaking and they're typing and they're texting and all that stuff. So just, you know, try to slow down, Leo, with anything Mercury rule, communication and all that stuff. And driving too, you guys as well. Make sure you're being a little more cautious with driving and everything, because this is in the house of the body, so you don't want any to attract any like injury or anything to yourself. Now, the eclipse in Aquarius for you guys, Leo, this is in your 7th house of relationships. It's between the moon in your relationship house and the sun in your sign. So what does this mean? The drama. Oh my God. I'm just messing with you, Leos, because you guys are about drama. But it could mean some kind of a breakthrough or a major decision to do with relationships. That can mean a proposal that you're giving or getting. It could mean maybe not necessarily a marriage proposal, but a proposal to be committed to someone. Like, Or it could just be opening the door to something. Maybe not, oh my gosh, on the eclipse, I fell in love, you know. It could be just opening the portal to where somebody can just come through over the next 6 months that you've been asking the universe for. Or someone being lifted up out of you. They get lifted up, you know, beamed up out of the portal of your 7th house because you've been asking the universe for that, because maybe you've been suffering in your relationship for a minute or something, you know, and you just want it to be done and over with and move on with your life. So the portal is open either way for you guys in regards to relationships, Leo people. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else to say. It's relationship, you know. This is not the best time for contracts and agreements for you guys as well. The 7th house can rule stuff like that. And then Mercury is retrograde at the same time in your sign. So your mind could be not thinking as clearly with things. And the 7th house, once again, that could be contracts and agreements, negotiations and partnerships with others, collaborations with others. So maybe the eclipse is like trying to open the door to like you being open to something like that. But right this second, you know, July, August is not the best time to really like take the action. Maybe it's just like, okay, we understand what we want to do. We have the ideas and stuff. Maybe I'll initiate it a little bit more down the line in the next couple of months. Or if it's something that you've already started before or had the idea to do before with somebody, and now you're bringing it back, maybe things can work out, you know. All right, guys. So next up is Virgo. So you're a Virgo rising, a Virgo sun, or Virgo moon. The sun in Leo for the next month is in your 12th house. So for Virgo people, this is a house of being a little bit more charitable, being a little bit more spiritual, and being less connected to the physical world, which Virgo, you guys rule. Like, you guys are an earth sign. You are a sign that does rule the physical world and paying very much, like, a lot of attention to it, you know. But maybe the sun is calling you to kind of like chill out and not put such an emphasis and a focus on it. Like Virgo and all the other earth signs too could be such about the material world that they tend to not allow themselves to be like spiritual. You know, they don't want to see or believe in anything that can't be physically manifested in front of them. And that can keep them from having like faith and hope and belief, you know, like in other things outside of the material world. But the 12th house is calling you to kind of like concentrate on other things, and saying, you know what, I'm realizing that there's a lot of other things that are more important than just the physical things. I noticed that with 12th house transits, a lot of people become a lot more charitable. Because it's like that realization, it's the very last house in the zodiac, you know, and it can be symbolized by, I guess you could say, like your last days and end of life. And once again, I always say this, when I say that, when I talk about the 12th house, I have to give a disclaimer. Doesn't mean you're going to die, Virgo, okay? I'm not saying you're at the end of your life. I'm saying it's more like symbolically, metaphorically, like it's the very end of a cycle for you. And at the very end of a cycle, you know, if you think of it in ages, like the 12th house is like the oldest age that you get to in your life. Don't people tend to become a little bit more like spiritual at the oldest age that they make it to, or they want to give things away? They divvy out their physical belongings. Here, this can go to this person, because I know that there's a spiritual world that we transition into. This physical world isn't everything. So every year, people go through 12th house transits to where that becomes their mind state, you know? And so you can maybe have a garage sale, get rid of stuff, have a lot of donations to charitable organizations, or, you know, maybe you start realizing some more things within yourself that are helping you to connect more to the spirit realm, spirit world. And the 12th house is all about like isolation too. So some of you guys may feel a little bit more isolated, just like chilling, you know, not really being out, being social as much. It's just like, I just want to stay in and watch movies. I just want to stay in and be in my own world and not pay attention to what time it is and having to follow a schedule. I just, you know, want to zone out into binge watching stuff, or, you know, doing some art or diving into some music and getting lost in it. You know, Virgos need that from time to time. This is the opposite of you, opposite of the norm of Virgo energy. So you guys probably need some time like that, some downtime. All right. So, Connie, you're hilarious, girl. Are you serious? Okay. So Mercury will be retrograde in this same area of life for Virgo people for the next like month or so in your 12th house. So this could be bringing back some memories from the past. Actually, all of the earth signs could be going through some like emotional things coming back, emotional memories and thoughts and stuff. So for Virgos, this is you guys too. So, you know, memories of the past, it could be kind of like triggering of like, for some people, sadness. Like I noticed in the 12th house transits, they kind of like, because this is a house of being a victim, victimization. So maybe you can remember times where you were a victim or someone mistreated you or something. And that's normal. Everybody goes through 12th house transits all the time. So don't beat yourself up over it if that happens, but just don't allow yourself to wallow is what I would advise for my Virgo people. Don't wallow in victimization, victimhood, whatever they call it, you know? But yeah, Mercury retrograde in the 12th house. This could be a time where you just kind of, like I said, you know, with the sun there, you just kind of want to chill and be alone. You could do a lot of reflecting, which reflecting doesn't always have to be those like really emotional memories that trigger things. It can mean reflecting back on life, reflecting back on the last year, the last 12-month cycle to where, you know, what have you done? Where have you been? And what's next for you? You know, you reflect back, you're like, okay, this is what I've done. This is where I've been. But, okay, that's cool and all, but like, what else is there for me? And you start like thinking about that, because when we start having more planets shift into Virgo, that's into your sign to where it's more of a time to initiate actions, you know? So maybe coming up with more of like plans of action, and just kind of keeping them to yourself, being a little more introverted, like more in your mind, writing some things out, making some lists, you know, some plans, and then, you know, you can execute them later. Like I said, when there's more Virgo energy in the air. So that's Mercury retrograde there. So now the eclipse in Aquarius. So this is in your 6th house, on the axis of your 6th and your 12th houses for Virgo people. So this can be for some of you guys some breakthroughs when it comes to your job. Some of you guys could be getting new jobs. I do know a couple Virgos that actually they lost their jobs. You know, they just recently lost their jobs in this last week. And it's unfortunate. And of course, you know, it's people that I know. So they come to me for like comfort and advice. And I just let them know it's cool, because you know what? Eclipses, portals are open. One door opens, one door closes, another one opens. Maybe it's not meant for you. Lots of fated events are happening around eclipses. So maybe it was time for you. Maybe it's like karmically, you're done with that job or with that industry. You're done. Your soul is done with it, you know? And it's time to move on to a new chapter. Something more major, something more like true to you and to your soul's journey. So you got to kind of think of it that way if something has happened to where you lost a job. Well, maybe the next one will be a lot more life-changing and something that you actually enjoy doing, you know? So, no, actually I'm not, but thank you. No, I actually do pay attention to human beings around me and their transits. That's what I do every single day. So, yeah, but thanks for your input. Anyhow, so, yeah, Virgo, so something changing with your jobs, or even maybe for some of you guys, it's your health. So, you know, some of you guys can have breakthroughs to where you realize you want to change your diet, you want to change your exercise habits, but it's in a really major way, like something that's going to affect your life, not just like, oh, I want to try this diet, oh, it may last. No, this is something like, for the sake of my health, I'm going to switch things up. You know, so it could be like opening the door to that and making these decisions, but maybe executing them like over the next 6 months at some point, you know. And maybe there's a decision that's like between the 12th and the 6th houses where it's like, well, do I take time out to relax a little bit more and chill, or do I remain like a worker bee? Or how can I meet in the middle with that? to where I could be a worker bee, but I'm still allowed some like free time. You know what I'm saying? So where I don't have to like be always like buzzing around. So that's what it is for Virgo people. Excuse me. So for Libra, if you're a Libra rising, if you're a Libra sun or Libra moon, the sun in Leo is going to be in your 11th house for about a month. So what this is highlighting is you actually like belonging to groups, belonging to communities, belonging to organizations. Groups can mean online groups, like nowadays, you know, Facebook groups, groups of people that you guys share like a common interest with. Like I know a Libra rising who is like, she's really into cars. She has Mars and Aries too, so that's why kind of like a more masculine themed interest. But she's into like cars and like these car meets and car groups and stuff. And over the last like year or so, she's like developed a lot of stuff, you know, with the eclipses, the eclipse cycle being in like the Leo and Aquarius axis, to where there's been more of a focus there on like the group that she belongs to and these little organizations, you know, that are people that share a common interest. So there could be a focus there for Libra people, like wanting to hang out more in these groups or wanting to find more of what I say with the 11th house is your fellow aliens, like people that are like you, like they're unique, that you guys have like unique interests and stuff, but you guys can all come together like under this same like uniqueness that you have. And I know same and unique sounds like a contradiction, but with the 11th house, that's how it is, you know. So some of you guys could be more focused on that, or maybe just wanting to hang out with your friends in general, you know what I'm saying? So just focus more on that rather than kind of hanging out solo. You want to hang out with people that you really have fun with, and you guys are a lot alike in some kind of way. Now, with the sun there, or Mercury is retrograde there, you guys, Libra, can have more friends come back from the past. And it can more than likely be on social media, which the 11th house rules is social media. So you guys may be getting those messages. Hey, what's up? Oh my gosh, Libra, it's been so long. We haven't hung out in forever. I haven't heard from you in forever. What's up? So those type of messages can pop up for Libra people a lot more. And just running into people that you've known, just people that you've been associated with. That could be either good or bad, Libra. So make sure that you are Leo, because this is in Leo. Make sure you are Leo red carpet ready during this Mercury retrograde, because you never know who you'll run into and what you'll be looking like at that time. You know, if it's a day that you decide to be a bum, going to the store real quick, you know, you got a bun in your hair, you're just in your chanclas and your pajamas and stuff, like barely wiping the sleep out of your eyes, and then here's somebody from the past popping up. Oh my God, Libra, is that you? And you're like, oh, no, it's not me. I swear. They're like, I recognize you. You're like, oh my God. Of all times to run into somebody like this, you know, from the past. So be ready, Libras. Okay, so the eclipse for you guys in Aquarius, this is happening in your 5th house. Oh my gosh. So Libra people, Libras are one of the top signs that are into like dating and romance and always wanting to know about their partners, their soulmates, their dating life. You know, Libra is the sign that rules relationships. Now, something happening in your 5th house, this is definitely some kind of a really huge change within your dating life. Now, for Libras that are single, maybe it is that you do have a romantic relationship or encounter that's like super life-changing. Like, wow, this is really opening my eyes to how I really want to be treated. Libras can be so like, you know, people-pleasing that they will bend over backwards for a partner sometimes and totally leave themselves out of the equation of like happiness within the relationship and think, oh, well, if I make them happy, that's all that matters. Or, oh, if you like it, then I like it too, honey. You know, they can be like that. The 5th house is what makes you, your heart, truly happy. And so maybe you can be with somebody, like meet somebody that they open that door for you, like, wow, they actually care about what makes me happy instead of me just trying to do whatever they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Being like a little mockingbird or parrot or something. Now it's like, wow, you're asking me what I like and you're doing it? I never knew this existed for me. So it could be a really great romantic breakthrough. You know, there's a door open to that. Could be cracking the door open to your dating life. Maybe it's been dry for a little bit if you're a single Libra, and now they're just going to come flooding in after this eclipse, you know? Could be something like that. If you're, excuse me, if you're a Libra and you're already in a relationship or a marriage or something, well, maybe it could be like, you know, opening the doors to more romance and more of a spark back in that relationship. And realizing that, you know, even the same thing, like if you're a Libra that's already taken, like, wow, I want the spotlight to be a little bit more on me in this relationship. I always give it up for the other person, but what about what I like? What about what really makes my heart happy? Maybe I don't like watching golf, but I pretend to like it because my husband or wife does. Maybe I really like, you know, going to concerts. I don't want to go to golf games anymore. Concerts make my heart happy. Maybe I need more of that in my life. So it could be helping to usher in more of that for you to get the confidence to like actually speak up and speak out and request that, you know, not be afraid of rocking the boat in your relationship. For some of you guys, it mean a breakthrough, 5th house from little children. So it could be like a pregnancy or a birth or something that happens over the next 6 months for some of you Libras. Okay. So that's what the eclipse can bring to you guys. And also, you know, with the 5th and 11th axis, it could be like a decision that you make to be more of an individual than part of a group in any kind of way. Okay. Your Libra friend coming back to hometown after 4 years of being away. Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, guys. So next up is Scorpio. Okay, I've got something to handle, so I gotta hurry up through these a little bit, and then we'll get to Kat Von D really quick here. Okay, guys. So Scorpio, if you're Scorpio rising, sun or moon, the Leo sun is going to be highlighting your 10th house, which is your career and which is the public seeing you. So if you're a Scorpio, and I know Scorpios can be quite intimidating for the public to see you, or the spotlight to be on you because you like to be in the shadows with your sunglasses on, you know, with your lokes on and everything. But maybe this is that time. If you are in the type of career or hobby or something to where you do want more of that attention, well, this is a good time to be seen and heard, okay? Whether you like it or not, this can be like pushing you out of your comfort zone, like, go on, Scorpio, get on that stage, you know, maybe not always a literal stage, but, you know, kind of metaphorically, like, get on that stage. Don't be afraid to show everybody what you're made of and what you've got, you know, so it could be that for Scorpios. Some of you guys could be really focused on your career, even if you don't have a career that has you on stage. It's just your career in general. You could be thinking about it more. What am I doing? Am I really doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? If not, then what can I do to get on that path? It could be you being recognized more by higher ups and authority figures, and you feeling like more of a higher up and authority figure. Even if you're not, you could be a little more bossy and like, yes, this is I, and whatever I say goes, period, point blank. Just having a little bit more of that attitude, Scorpio people. Scorpio advisor says, I might be accepting a new job soon. You just had an interview this week. You go, girl. Wait, you're a girl, right? I'm really blind. Hold on. Yes, you go, girl. You go, Miss Scorpio. So other Scorpios may be looking for jobs. The 10th house tends to be career, but for some people, their career and their job are like the same thing. So some of you guys could be stepping into new roles, new positions, promotions, you know, maybe stepping down from somewhere. Some of you guys could be getting like fired or something, but once again, it's because the door is opening to something else for you. And you just really have to look at the situation from that point of view, especially since there's an eclipse up there in your 10th house, like in a couple weeks, you know, so no sweat, Scorpios, if anything like that happens to you. Something better is around the corner. So for Scorpios, Mercury retrograde in Leo, this is in your 10th house of career. Oh my gosh. So number one thing, Scorpio, Be cautious of what you say to like on a public platform, because maybe some things can be flung back at you. And I'm gonna keep my own advice in mind as a Scorpio rising and take my advice. Some things can be flung back at you like a boomerang, because that's what retrogrades tend to do. If you have done anything that is like negative, it can come back on you during a retrograde. When it comes to your career, be careful of signing new contracts. And I know, just like Miss Scorpio advisor said, that she has an interview, she may be getting a new job. Just make sure that you understand the job description fully. You understand what you're getting into. If you're signing a contract or an agreement for a job or anything in regards to a career, Scorpios, make sure you read all the fine print. Scorpios usually are pretty good at stuff like that, you know, having that X-ray vision and seeing past all the little underlying shady things. You know, you guys can spot that stuff out like nothing. So use those Scorpionic powers for that, you know, during this time with Mercury retrograde, and make sure nothing is skipped over and that you're getting into any agreements that are like, oh, I don't, you know, and then later on down the line, you're in this job and it's like, wait a second, I don't remember this being in the job description, or I thought I was going to be doing this, you know. So just be very cautious with that, with your career moves. Old career ideas coming back from the past, you know, maybe reviving some of those, Scorpios. Some of us can be doing that, you know what I'm saying? So that could be the good thing with Mercury retrograde there. But maybe some mishaps, miscommunications that have to do with your career and being on a public platform, things going wrong, you know, maybe some of that could be going on for you guys. But just take your time and try to avoid stuff like that as much as you can. You may have to do things, redo your work several times before getting it right. I'm a Scorpio rising, and I have had to do that, like redo some of my work, you know, a few times, or post something and then, oh, wait, I, you know, put up the wrong thing. I got to take it down. I got to put it back up again. Like, things could take twice as long, and I know it's tedious, but in order to make sure that it's done, the job is done right, some of us, you know, you just may have to just get through it, Scorpio. It'll be all right. Okay, so for the eclipse for Scorpios, now the lunar eclipse is in your 4th house. It's the moon in your 4th and the sun in your 10th. So it's some kind of a big decision regarding your home life and your your career. So some of you guys could have like a home and family situation that pops up, and in return, it's like it can affect your career in some kind of a way. Maybe some of you guys have like a family situation, or your family wants to move or relocate or something, but then it's like, oh, what about my career? I don't know if I can relocate my job, or something along those lines, you know. But some of you guys can make a decision to move based on your career. Like, you know what? I got a dope career opportunity. I can take up this new job, but it would require me to move. So, you know, here it is. Or it'll affect your schedule with your family. Like, I don't know if there'll be time for my family or time for me to be at home ever, because this career opportunity is going to keep me so busy. So once again, maybe not the best time to initiate something new if you can help it, because of the retrograde of Mars and Mercury on that axis. But at least maybe opening the doors and like helping you to see, you know, come up with the ideas of like, okay, I think I know what I want to do. Let me ease into it though, you know. So that's for Scorpios. Now, Sagittarius, if you're a Sag rising, sun, or moon, the sun in Leo is going to be in your 9th house. Oh my gosh, this is Sag territory. Yes. So Saggies, you guys are the 9th sign on the zodiac wheel. And so anything 9th house is going to activate you guys. You're going to be in your element. So this is definitely time for Sagittarius to shine in your Jupiterian way, to where you guys may be like, okay, I need some adventure in my life. I need to travel. I need to get out. I need to get away. I need to go hiking. I need to go, you know, to explore other cities. I need to take this trip out of the country, maybe even a couple of trips during this month. Something, you know, I need to feel like Sagittarius are all about like the experience of living, not just existing, like living life to the fullest, living in the moments, like, you know, those, all those things that make you excited about life and inspired, that's all Sagittarius stuff. So you guys are going to be craving that so much more and initiating some stuff, because the sun is a masculine energy. Masculine energy is about initiation. So, hey, word up, Sagittarius. You guys are going to be taking those pictures. Look, I'm on a plane. Look, I'm over here. Taking those pictures of you guys with your arms spread out like freedom in front of like some giant rocks or a beach, or like almost hanging off a cliff and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Your timeline is going to be lit up like that during this month. Some of you guys could be focused on like other Sag related things besides traveling, you know, like your education, or like helping to other people to learn things, teaching them. Maybe you guys could be teaching some classes, or taking some classes and stuff like that. Oh man, I think we're going on like 2 hours and my voice is starting to go out. So I'm going to have to speed this up a little. Okay, so Mercury retrograde in the 9th house, Sagittarians, if you are planning to travel and stuff, which you guys usually are, but it's heightened during this time of Leo season, there could be delays, there could be mix-ups, there could be things that can go wrong with traveling. So just make sure you take your time. Try to get to the airport, or to whatever your transportation is. Take your time with it. Get there early, leave extra early if you're going to be driving, you know, all that stuff. Just be very cautious with your whole travel stuff. And as for the eclipse in Aquarius, on the 27th, this is the axis of Aquarius and Leo. So this is your 3rd and your 9th houses. So for you guys, Sagittarius, it could be something that is like you guys are changing the way that, you know, you're still going to be focused on like your day-to-day area, like your city or where you live, the vicinity, your neighborhood, and the places that you go in that area. So maybe an eclipse in the 3rd, some of you guys could be like getting a new car, or maybe the way that you travel every day, like your transportation, it changes. Maybe you decide to get rid of your car and start riding a bike every day. And that's like a really big change, you know, or vice versa. Maybe you've been riding a bike forever, or walking, or, you know, footing it, you know, taking the bus or whatever. And now it's like, oh my God, I got a new car. Finally, I'm gonna start taking a car to work every day. You know, that's an eclipse in the 3rd can bring stuff like that. Okay, so Capricorn, rising, sun or moon, Leo season, with the sun being Leo for about a month. Peace out, Connie. All right, we'll see ya. We'll see. Oh my gosh, that's awesome, Connie. Good luck. Hope you guys enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your time with your son. Okay, excuse me. So Capricorn, the sun in Leo is highlighting your 8th house. So for you guys, you can be really focused on money too, in some kind of way, just like your opposite sign, but maybe it's more like joint finances with a partner or business partner or relationship partner. Maybe you're taking a closer look at your shared resources with someone, you know, like if you're married or you're living with somebody and you pay bills together, maybe it's like just, you know, the sun is like a flashlight. It's like shining a flashlight on all that stuff. Like, how much electricity are we using around this house, or how can we reduce down some of our debt together? You know, how can we, you know, get rid of some of these credit cards or loans, or maybe you need to take out a loan or something. You know, the 8th house does rule other people's money, is what they call it, but that includes loans and credit cards and, you know, lines of credit. That's borrowing money, you know, so maybe Capricorns can be looking at that stuff a little bit more, whether it's new things or old things. For some of you guys, this could be, you know, with Mercury retrograde there, this could bring you guys, just like Cancer is your opposite sign. There could be some bills that come back from the past that maybe you've forgotten about, you know, and it's like money that you owe somewhere. And it's like, oh, wow, you know, now is the time to, it's like, wow, I forgot about this. But Mercury retrograde is like, here, let's go back, you know, retro. You forgot about this, like, oh, man, you know, but you can address it, pay it, move on with your life. You know what I'm saying? So also with Mercury retrograde in the 8th house, be careful and cautious of any decisions that you make regarding joint finances, Capricorn, like that require agreements and contracts. Oh my gosh, just make sure that you really deeply look into things, read all the fine print, and hold off if you can until after maybe the 1st or 2nd week of September to initiate something like that. Now with the eclipse, this is going to be in your second house on the second and eighth house axis. So Capricorn, it's all about that money. It's all about that money this coming month for you guys. So hopefully for some of you guys, this means that your income is going to change in a huge way that is positive. Like you get a higher paying job, you get a new job, you find a new investment that has a lot of returns, residual returns, because the eighth house could be residuals or royalties or any passive income. You know, it could be a focus on that too. And then you find a way to make money through a regular job, punching a clock, which is more like second house, as well as other ways of making money while you sleep, you know, which is the eighth house. So definitely some big money financial changes for you guys. And I hope it's all for the better. I hope it's all good. Okay, and it could be a decision, Capricorn, of like, do I take a new job, you know, or do I like kind of take a different route when it comes to my finances, which is like maybe having support from a partner and building something in the meanwhile that can generate income, like that's going to keep coming in no matter what I do, you know, like create something once and then put it out there, and it's always going to have money coming in with it. We barely having to do anything after that, you know? So good luck to Capricorns. So next up is Aquarius. If you're an Aquarius rising, sun or moon. Leo, the sun in Leo is going to be in your seventh house. This is definitely highlighting relationships for Aquariuses in a big way. You know, the flashlight shown there. So it's kind of showing you the good, the bad, and the ugly of relationships. So maybe you guys could, if you're single and looking, or even if you're not, the spotlight will be on you from others. You know, the seventh house is others. So they could be seeing you a little bit more clearly, like, hey, what's up, Aquarius? Like, it's a very social area of your chart, the seventh house. So maybe you're just craving the company of others in general. It doesn't have to be romantic, or others in general are like craving your company, Aquarius, you know? And I find a lot of times when people have transits through their seventh house, it's like other people try to hook them up with other people. You know, they try to play, like your friends try to play Cupid for you and stuff. The sun there is like, yeah, you just want somebody like to be a road dog, you know, to be like a running buddy, like even just to run errands with. It's nice to have somebody next to you to like talk about stuff with and everything. Now Mercury retrograde here for Aquariuses, this can be old relationship partners coming back or trying to come back from the past. It's either they can physically show up, you know, you run into them out somewhere, or they show up in your messages, or, you know, online or on your phone or whatever, or they show up in memory. You remember back, like, oh, I remember when I used to date so-and-so, and whether the memories are good or bad, that's all on you, Aquarius. But it's the memories of old relationships coming back for some reason, maybe to remember a lesson, like, oh my gosh, you know what? I went through this, that, and the other with so-and-so, and it just reminded me that to never accept that type of a treatment again, or to never treat someone that way again. You know, it could be the opposite. So relationships are huge. Maybe not the best time to get into a brand new relationship. Rekindling things too is still not a good idea during Mercury retrograde, because Mercury moves forward again eventually, and then maybe your mind could be changed, or if they change their minds, you never know. Now with the eclipse, it's happening in your sign, Aquarius. All right, so this can be anything in your life that is going to go through a major shift, a major change, major transformation. For some of you guys, you know, the first house can rule your appearance and your body. So it could mean that you want to make a major change to just that. With Mars here, retrograde, probably not the best time to do it at the point of the eclipse, at the time of the eclipse. Maybe wait until Mars is out of your sign, or at least not retrograde anymore in a couple months. Because Mars, it can rule surgery, actually performing as like surgery. It rules knives and blood, okay? So when it's retrograde in your sign, not the best time to get a surgery. And then Mercury's retrograde too, opposing you. Nah, not the best time to make those types of changes, Aquarius. But it can maybe open the door to like some ideas of things that you may want to do to change yourself for the better, some kind of way, like gradually, you know, over the next several months or something. excuse me. This could be a decision to be on your own or in a relationship. You know, this is the moon in your sign, the sun in your opposite sign, which can mean relationships with others. So Aquarius, this could be going through maybe some breakups. Just being honest, I know, boo, thumbs down. Hey, but I keep it 100 here. I tell you the good and the bad. So there could be some breakups. But if there are Aquarius, just keep it in mind that with eclipses, the portals are open. They can eclipse people out. They go flying up the portal. But that's so someone or something better can come through, because maybe that chapter is over in your life. You know, it served its purpose. That person served their purpose. Now they got to go. They're already here for a season and a reason, and now that's done. You know, some of you guys, even if you don't go through a breakup, maybe there could be a new relationship that comes through over the next several months. But maybe first you got to get some things right with yourself. You know, the eclipse is in your sign. An eclipse in your sign can mean anything, your career, your health, your anything in your life can change. So I really wish you guys all the best. Sorry. So last is Pisces. Then we'll get to Kat Von D and her new husband for just a minute, because my voice is like almost gone. I'm sorry. Okay, so Pisces, if you're a Pisces sun, rising, or moon sign, Leo season, this highlights your 6th house of work. Okay, I do have a Pisces, like, my oldest son is a Pisces rising. And as a matter of fact, right after this, I have to go pick him up because he is job hunting right now. The current job that he's at is just not working out. It's too random and sporadic with the hours, and he wants something more stable. So he's really on that mission right now, you know, and Leo season highlights jobs for Pisces people. So I'm pretty sure once the sun goes in there and everything, maybe he'll have better luck with finding a better job. So a lot of Pisces people, jobs are super like highlighted at this time. So the sun is like a big flashlight once again, so it's going to shine a light on your job. If you already have a job, you could be looking at it like, is this really the job for me? Do I really want to be here? Is this really the type of work that I like to do, you know? Or if you do like your job and you're trying to stay there, maybe it's just like there's a lot more work. It's a lot more active in the workplace, and people are paying a lot more attention to you and the work that you do. Now, the spotlight being on you in the workplace, Pisces, it would be either good or bad depending upon your work ethic, okay? Because trust me, I've had times in my life where the sun was in my 6th house of work and I'm working a lot, but the spotlight is on me. Like, every little thing that I do wrong is all of a sudden such a huge deal. In the previous months, if I made a little mistake, it was like, oh, okay. But then when the sun is in your 6th house, it's like, well, look at what so-and-so did. They forgot to dot an I and cross a T. And then the spotlight on you, you know, you're on a stage like, okay, sorry, I guess. So it's really up to you. It could be Pisces, Pisces is so wonderful. They're excellent at their job. Or it could be you suck, Pisces, and we're seeing it clear now, you know. So it just depends on you. But this could be a focus on health too, Pisces, like you realizing that you need to get your health like in better shape, you know. Once again, my oldest son is the closest Pisces to me in my house, and he's just signed up for a gym membership, and he's not really like a working out type of dude, but he's gonna start trying when the sun goes into Leo, you know. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm all for that. I'll be supportive of that. Now, Mercury retrograde in your 6th house, Pisces. This could be a time that some things can go wrong within the job, to be honest. Like, there could be mishaps, mistakes, miscommunications, you know, with clients or customers or with the job duties that you do. There could be lots more mistakes made on the job. And with the sun here too, shining that light on you, Pisces, just make sure you're taking your time, and you may have to do things over and over again a few times to get them right, you know, within your job. But if that's what it takes, then hey, that's what it takes. Maybe not the best time to start a new job if you can help it. Some of you guys can't. You just really need a job. So, but if you do accept a job, make sure you read all the fine print of the job agreement. the contracts, everything, the description of what you're supposed to do, your duties. If you start a new job and you have to train, it could be a little difficult during a Mercury retrograde, to be honest. Like, just be aware of that, though. As long as you're aware, you can, like, hey, you know, you can be a little bit more cautious with the whole training thing, and maybe, like, ask if you can, if it's a little, like, those stupid little training videos, you know, like the ones from the 1980s, and everybody has perms and those big old glasses and big sweaters and stuff. Maybe you can ask, hey, I didn't really catch everything in the video. Can I watch it again a couple more times, like privately, so I can get it, you know? So stuff like that can happen if you start a new job during a Mercury retrograde in your job sector. Now the eclipse is happening in your 12th house. And this is like Pisces territory, the 12th house. So this is the house of letting go. So there could be some things that maybe you've been harboring, Pisces, you could be letting go of, like holding on to victimhood, victimization. That's the 12th house, big time. If you've been, and Pisces rules that too. And just being honest, a lot of Pisces people, if they allow themselves, they can really slip into that whole victim mentality, you know? So maybe it could be letting go of something. Maybe you really were a victim. Maybe you really were mistreated in the past, and you hang on to that and you wear it like a badge or clothing. But now it's like, you know what? A breakthrough is going to happen with this eclipse, to where you finally just say, I'm letting go of all of that. I want to free my soul of that burden, you know, of being a victim. I just want to be me. I just want to be happy. So some of you guys could be having some therapeutic breakthroughs, to where you find more ways of soothing yourself and healing yourself. And the 12th house can mean self-medicating sometimes, and that could be something negative, you know, bad habits of doing stuff like that, negative escapism habits, and maybe it could be a getting rid of that stuff, like major breakthroughs with that, Pisces. So, and maybe it's like your job has been like sending you on edge, and you need to find a way to kind of like escape from that. Or it could be the 6th and the 12th house axis can rule habits and addictions and stuff. So some of you guys, it's a really wonderful time to get rid of anything along those lines. Okay, so that is it, you guys, for the horoscope for the week. Oh my gosh. Oh, before you sign off, I do have a special, I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but I do have a special reading that I'm offering to you guys for like a couple of weeks. It is an eclipse reading, eclipse-based reading. So it is on my readers page, which is in the description area. And I'll try to go back and add the little information buttons and stuff for the links too. But my page on astrolada.com, go to it. I think it's at the very bottom because we just added it. It is covering your personal horoscope for the eclipse in Aquarius and the one in Leo. Okay, so what I look at is not just your sign, just your sun sign or your rising, like I just went through the general ones right now. It is your birth chart, okay? Like what degrees of planets are in your birth chart? How are the eclipses aspecting those? What houses do those planets rule? You know, the house cusp, do the eclipses aspect those? I look at, it's like a big picture of the eclipse and how it affects you. So it's 2 eclipses in 1 reading, okay? So go to my readers page. I have it going on only for the next couple of weeks, you guys. So it's the Aquarius eclipse on July 27th and the Leo eclipse on August 11th that I am covering in that reading. So, and I did, you know what? And it's not the karmic destiny one. I think somebody ordered the karmic destiny reading and they said, I ordered an eclipse reading. They're not the same thing. The eclipse reading is a different price than the karmic destiny one, and they are 2 totally different things. So go to my readers page once again. I'll hook you guys up with a very detailed horoscope on each eclipse for you guys, okay? All right, so very quickly, because I do, as always, I have to run off and go pick up my kid. I can't wait until he starts driving because, you know, at that age, they want to be here, there, and everywhere, and parents become taxis like all the time. So let me just show you guys Kat Von D's chart really quick, and her husband. Okay, so really quickly, you guys. Kat Von D. If you don't know who she is a makeup artist and a tattoo artist. She started off as being a tattoo artist. She was on a show called Miami Ink, and then I think it turned into LA Ink or something like that later on, focusing on her tattooing because she is just a phenomenal artist. And then later on, she created a makeup line, Kat Von D Beauty, which is available in Sephora, not sponsored. So she's a very creative person, and she does do a little bit of other stuff on the side, like singing and playing the piano and stuff. Just a very creative person. She has been married a couple times. Her dating life has been all on display, and you know, she's dated some notable men in her life. Now she just got married and she is having a baby. Her baby, I'm sure, is probably due in the next month or so. They haven't really said the baby's due date. She and her husband, they look to be very Scorpionic. I mean, they are obviously Scorpionic. Her wedding video is available on YouTube. She posted a video of her wedding on YouTube, on her YouTube channel. And the whole theme is, it just screams Scorpio. It screams Pluto. So, and her husband, their whole aesthetic, you know, just scream that energy. So go check it out, you guys. It's very interesting. Okay, so she just got married and she just had a baby. So yeah, I think they're keeping the due date like private. If you notice any celebrities being very private in regards to marriage and births of children, they all have some kind of Scorpio energy. They are Scorpios somewhere in their chart. They're 8th housers, or they have like the sun conjunct Pluto, or Pluto in the first, or you know, Pluto somewhere very prominent. Just look at Kylie Jenner, Scorpio moon in the 10th. You know, try to be very private about her her pregnancy. Look at Cardi B. Try to be private about her pregnancy and her marriage. She has she has Mercury and Venus and Pluto all in Scorpio. You know, Venus conjunct Pluto in Scorpio. There's several other, you know, people that I can mention, but just those two are like more like in the news right now. It's all Scorpio, okay, that makes them private like that. Okay. All right, so let's look really quickly, Kat Von D and her husband at their charts, okay, and their relationship real quick. So Astro Theme did not have her husband's chart, and I guess he's not famous enough or something. They had her chart up there, you guys, but there's no birth time. And hold on, let me adjust the mic real quick so I don't have to yell and lose my voice even more. Okay. All right, guys. So this is Kat Von D's chart. Now, like I said, there's no birth time available. This is what I suspect for her, okay, as an intuitive astrologer. Now, like I said, her whole aesthetic is very Scorpio. So there's obviously some kind of Scorpio in her natal chart. She could be either a Scorpio rising, which I highly suspect. She could be a Libra rising with Pluto in the 1st house. Or she could be maybe an Aquarius rising and has her moon in the 8th house. Or maybe she could be a Leo rising and has her sun in the 8th house. There's just something along the lines of that energy that is strong within her that she just beams and radiates, okay? But just, you know, for the sake of just throwing something together, Scorpio rising is what I put here. One reason why I put Scorpio rising too is because of Jupiter currently transiting through Scorpio. Now, I know this is her Jupiter return, and a lot of times Jupiter transits, depending upon where it is, of course, can tend to bring pregnancy, fertility, gifting children to you. You know, Jupiter transiting through your sign is a very popular high fertility transit, you know. With both of my kids, Jupiter was transiting through my sign when I gave birth to them, you know. So Jupiter can bring children. And if it's in her 1st house and it's her Jupiter return, it kind of can make sense for that. So that's one reason why I picked Scorpio rising for her. Also, you know, she has, I mean, she does have Venus and Mercury in Aquarius. So I do get like an Aquarian 11th house vibe from her. You know what I'm saying? Could come from that, or she could have like the moon in her 11th house, you know? So anyhow, this is Kat Von D's chart. And let's see. She has I think, you know, she does radiate like some kind of Leo energy. She kind of looks a lot of Leo people or fifth housers, they have a look to them that looks like a cat or a lion in their facial features somehow. And she kind of has she has that. She has the Plutonian look, but she also has like the lioness type of a look to her features as well. So I'm like, well, she could be a fifth house sun. Fifth house Pisces is super creative. Fifth house is creative in itself, and so is Pisces, you know? So I feel like this could work for her. 11th house is very unique energy, and her moon is here in Virgo. She's very perfectionist. It's like creativity and perfectionism come together with Kat Von D because of her sun and moon placements. Now, and also sometimes for people when Jupiter is in their sign, they get married or engaged too, if it's in their sign or their opposite sign. Okay. Or, yeah, those are the like most common ones that I've seen so far. Okay. So, what about this marriage and that relationship and everything? Also, Uranus is now in Taurus, and if she's a Scorpio rising, you know, I think maybe she could be a Scorpio rising, or like I said, maybe a Libra rising with Pluto in the first house, because Uranus has been in Aries and now it's in Scorpio. And although her and her husband Raphael, that's his real name is Raphael. His stage name is Raphael spelled backwards. But it's not like they just all of a sudden just met like right a second ago, you know. I think he mentioned in their wedding video that he met her for the first time like 14 years ago. And I think like a couple years ago is when they finally started really hanging out, you know. So it's not like this quick all of a sudden thing, but she has had like an on again, off again, like crazy relationship and marriage history overall. But, you know, Uranus has been in Aries since 2011. So that's quite some time. She has had some crazy relationship stuff go on in between that time. So that's why I'm like, maybe Libra rising could fit. Pluto in the first, you know, Saturn in the first, because she does have some pretty dope cheekbones, you know what I'm saying? Saturn rules the cheekbones. And then Uranus, you know, that could make sense. But anyhow, if she is a Scorpio rising and Uranus is in her 7th house, I'm like, I don't know if this is really a good time to get married, but they are eccentric people. And she finally got this husband who is into the whole, they have so much in common. They have so much in common. They were both born in Mexico, and they are both like connected to, you know, his style. He said his style of music is cholo goth, right? The chola whole style, you know, they're both into that mixed with goth. So I'm like, that's very eccentric. So her marrying an eccentric man actually could work out if Uranus is indeed in her 7th house at this time. So anyway, hold on. I gotta jet, guys. Oh my gosh. So let's take a look. Oh, one thing. Hold up. Oh my gosh. My battery's gonna die too. Okay. So one thing interesting about their wedding date, these are transits of their wedding date. The moon and Pluto were together with her south node. This is a very karmic point on their wedding day. Oh my gosh. Isn't that crazy? So I'm wondering, like, is that fate naturally, or do they have an astrologer in the mix? Okay, now Raphael's chart really quick, and then I got to go. If my battery dies, forgive me. But look he has the asteroid Amor. And this, you guys, I don't know if this is his ascendant